Leader, I have frequently risen through the years to ask you and your predecessor regarding Minister Mélanie Joly's electoral commitments in a number of elections, and actually even in writing. She has actually committed in writing and promised the Canadian Armenian community on many occasions to open up an embassy in Armenia. And despite the fact that your predecessor, Senator Harder, even once said to me that electoral promises are not the basis upon which a government determines where they open up an embassy, despite that, last September, with great fanfare, we saw Prime Minister Trudeau and with great enthusiasm announcing to the community that he would be opening up an embassy in Armenia. Yet, just a couple of weeks ago, in the middle of the night, with a lot less fanfare and a lot less enthusiasm, the department announced that it won't be an ambassador and it won't be an embassy, it will be a consul, which is a big difference. So, Government Leader, can you explain to us why is it that Prime Minister Trudeau continues to backtrack on promises made to the Canadian Armenian community?
Senator Gold.
Well, Senator, thank you for your question. I'll certainly have to look into the change in status of our Canadian presence in Armenia. I'll be happy to report back when I get a proper answer.
Senator Housakos.
I appreciate that, Government Leader, and of course I want to remind this chamber in September when the Prime Minister made the announcement, it was on the day commemorating, of course, Armenia's Independence Day and celebrating the 30-year anniversary of diplomatic relations, and the Prime Minister, again, with great fanfare, talked about how we need to strengthen people-to-people relationships, diplomatic relationship, economic relationships, and so on and so forth between our two countries. But yet, again, we see that when it counts, the Prime Minister says one thing and does another. And my question is very simple. We see a pattern with this Trudeau government that their priority seems to be in making grand announcements and running victory laps rather than taking action and getting things done. So can we get a commitment from the government that they will honor their ongoing electoral promise and open up an embassy and stop putting on a show and take action? Thank you.
Senator Gold.
Well, Senator, I will simply repeat my answer because I do not agree with nor accept your characterization of the government's actions or its motivations. But as I said, I will make inquiries as to the status of Canadian diplomatic presence in Armenia, and as soon as I have an answer, I'll report back to the chamber.
Senator Martin.